Canada is stalling for time on the F-35 stealth fighter. What's really going on? Imagine being part of one of the most advanced fighter jet programs in history, yet hesitating to buy the very aircraft you helped fund. That's exactly Canada's dilemma, with the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, the world's most expensive and controversial fighter jet program. For years, Ottawa has walked a political tightrope, balancing defense needs, budgetary pressures, and national pride, all while watching its allies fly the F-35 into the future. So why the hesitation? Let's dive in deep. The F-35 promise. The F-35 is no ordinary aircraft. Built with stealth technology, sensor fusion, and networked warfare capability, it can see enemies before being seen. A true first look, first shot, first kill jet. Canada, as part of the original Joint Strike Fighter program since the 1990s, invested hundreds of millions in development. In return, Canadian defense companies earned contracts worth billions, producing parts, software, and systems for the jet. Technically, Canada has been in the family since the beginning, yet unlike the US, UK, Italy, Australia, and others, Canada dragged its feet on actual procurement. Why? Politics meets procurement. For Canadian leaders, the F-35 has always been a political minefield. Cost overruns. Originally pitched as a $70M jet, the price ballooned into well over $100 million each in earlier years. Canadian taxpayers grew skeptical. Capability versus need. Many questioned. Does Canada, with vast territory but limited military operations, really need a stealth fighter designed for penetrating Russian or Chinese air defenses? Would cheaper jets do the job of Arctic patrols and NATO missions? Changing governments. Conservatives pushed for the F-35 while liberals, notably under Justin Trudeau, campaigned on promises to ditch it, seeking alternatives like the Super Hornet. Yet time and again, Ottawa returned to the F-35 because no alternative truly matched. This stop-start approach left Canada in a cycle of delays, reviews, and indecision. Every year that passed bought time, but also left the Royal Canadian Air Force flying aging CF-18 Hornets from the 1980s. Strategic reality hits hard. As Russia flexed in Ukraine and China rose in the Pacific, the world shifted. Allies tightened defense coordination. Suddenly the question wasn't just, can we afford the F-35, but can we afford to be left behind? NATO operations. Almost all major NATO air forces are integrating the F-35. Arctic security. Canada sits atop the Arctic, where Russian bomber and submarine activity is increasing. Stealth detection and data sharing matter more than ever. Industry stakes. Dropping out would risk Canadian aerospace jobs tied to F-35 contracts. In this light, Canada began signaling acceptance, yet still moving at its own cautious pace. Why the stall continues. Even with recent commitments to buy F-35s, the hesitation shows through. Deliveries won't start until late this decade, stretching timelines. Procurement language is careful, leaving room for delays or changes. Ottawa continues to emphasize transitioning from Hornets rather than rushing modernization. The truth? Canada is still stalling for time, keeping options open while hoping costs stabilize, geopolitics evolve, and domestic politics cool down. What it means for the future. Canada will likely end up with the F-35, but on Canadian terms, slower and smaller than other partners. The longer the delay, the more pressure builds. Every CF-18 retired without a replacement weakens the Air Force's readiness. At the same time, by waiting, Canada avoids early production headaches, software glitches, and higher costs others faced. It's a gamble between being late versus being left out. Canada's F-35 journey is a story of hesitation, politics, and pragmatism. While other nations raced ahead, Ottawa lingered at the runway's edge. But in the end, the F-35 isn't just a fighter jet, it's an entry ticket to the future of coalition air warfare. The question remains, will Canada finally take off at full speed, or keep circling the skies of indecision? Drop your thoughts below. Should Canada have jumped earlier into the F-35 program, or was stalling for time the smarter move?